接下来呢，那我们是由 Paul 来要为大家介绍一下 Symfony， 是叫 Symfony 吗？Symfony。那这是一个 PHP 的 framework， 所以前一个人在讲 PHP， 后面就有人要上来聊这个东西哈。那
做了很多例子
对，那其实今天我本来不太知道 Symfony 是什么，就是小弟知识浅薄啊。上网一查，其实台湾蛮多人有玩过，然后写心得的哈。那先 Paul 要跟大家介绍一下 Symfony 这个东西，然后而且它会有现场 demo。那各位知道，我们一直都有一个非常良好的传统，就是never live demo， 所以我们大家集气一下，那希望说 Paul 可以在等一下可以顺利的完成一切的东西，那我们掌声欢迎一下 Paul。
大家好，因为我国语不好，如果要用国语讲话，讲1个小时半，会用英文主讲，不过沟通方面可以用国语，谢谢。My name is Paul. I'm from Golden Transit. We are one of the internet service provider in Malaysia. Basically, I'm taking care of the system stuff, security stuff, and the web applications. And we love open source. Almost everything we are running on open source platform, from web server, operating system, mail server, DNS servers, and everything. Even like network monitoring system that running all our network from different regions are using open source as well. Today I'm going to talk about the Symfony Framework. It's similar like Ruby is on Rails. And usually we use the Symfony Framework to develop our internal systems such as a customer portal and some network monitoring system running on Symfony. The reason we choose Symfony is because I'll explain later. Why do we need to use a framework? Basically, framework will speed up the application development. Because you can see just now, one of the speaker present that you use Rails can build a website in 15 minutes, right? Actually, in PHP you also can do that. And actually, easy to maintain as well. And when you're using framework, right, your code are more structured. That means that you won't have 1,000 lines of code lying anywhere. And after that, it's very hard for you to maintain. And we also, as a programmer and all that, also emphasize on code cleanliness, because you should write your code as clean as possible. And after that, we're talking about scalability. When you write an application, usually you start from small. When it grows, right, you need some sort of way to scale it in a very faster way. And this framework is using an object-oriented orientation way, which means the code that you use, you written before you can reuse the code. And also about agile development, that means that you have to follow some sort of software development cycle when you're writing some applications. And framework is running on an MVC pattern. That means it separates the model, the view, and the controller. Okay, there are a couple of PHP framework, like one of our friends mentioned here is Kohana, right? And actually, why we choose Symfony, there are a couple of reasons. It supports complex application development. And also, as Symfony framework actually is based on some other framework like Mojave, Prado, Rails, and Django. Symfony is based on Rails templating system. And Django is based on the controller, how it's controlled, the framework and all that. And Symfony really separate all the MVCs very clean, in a way it's very clean. And most of the things that you can configure, and you can have the flexibility to configure all the configurations. And using Symfony, you would write less code. What is the less code? Later I will show you on the demo. And with Symfony, there's other debugging tools that you can do unit testing to test your performance on your applications. Symfony is a quite popular framework in France, and you have the documentation part. You can go online to the website, right? You have a free definitive guide. It's an online ebook you can download. Is this one. We will give you the overview of a Symfony framework from the start until the end. And all of the documentation support in English, Chinese, Italian, Japanese, and Vietnamese. And there are others great tutorials like AskIt is one of the web application demo. And there's also the cookbook, and Propel is a database object model that, and the API reference is you can all find it on the website. It's very, very useful. And it also supported by the huge community, and if you have any problem or what, you can ask in the forum or check in the wiki. And the best part is the snippets. Snippets is all the code that written by the programmer. You can browse it online as learning, as you're learning through the Symfony Framework. And like usual, you have a mailing list, and you can refer to some other Symfony blogs, which means all the Symfony bloggers, they blog about Symfony. This is the overview design of Symfony Framework, which means all the thing is separated. When you see on top all the controller, and bottom is all the plugins and all that. I wouldn't go into details on that because you guys will be bored. On the Symfony design, the model part is the library and the classes. When you generate a project, you automatically generate all the libraries. And the view part is the templates. That means you don't have to use a third-party templating system. It already has a template system. And the controller is the configurations that you can make some simple routing and some database setting on the configuration files. And all the modules, all the application is separated by the modules and the actions. What is the module and action? I will show you later. And using Symfony is very restrictive. That means like only some part of the folder unit can do a code, and some part of the folder unit can do templates. And I will also show you later how to generate the default classes, libraries, and model. Okay, Symfony support MySQL and Postgres database. Using Propel as default is object row modeling. And I will show you what is Propel later. And Doctrine is also supported in Symfony, and you are not required to use a third party or external ORM. Symfony itself already using Propel. Talking about speed and performance, by default Symfony already supports caching. You can cache on the page or the function or the query. And you can use others plugins like opcode, memcache, and Zen to do your caching on your applications. And there are some plugins. It's called the SF View Cache Manager. Is a cache management, which give you the easier way to manage your caching on all your applications. And Symfony by default, it comes with a lot of modules. If you are not required any modules, you can just disable it or enable it, because it's quite flexible. The plugin on database you can disable or enable it just in the configuration file.